Hey guys, welcome to the Preppin' Preacher channel, man. This Brother Tim. I hope God is truly blessing you. Hey, as the title said, are FEMA camps in store for Tennessee? Are they in our future? Not only Tennessee, but could other states be doing this too? Stay tuned. As I said on the front end, are FEMA camps in the future for Tennessee? And the reason I said that, I've got the executive order here. It's executive order number 83 from the illustrious Bill Lee, our governor here in this great state of Tennessee. And I started reading it, as a matter of fact, and it's an order to facilitate the continued response to COVID-19. Well, I understand that. We've got some things going on with the Delta variety, and I understand where he's trying to take some actions to be proactive with it coming. And so I start reading it, and the first one, the first paragraph, he talks about out-of-state health care providers can practice in the state of Tennessee. Cool. Getting more people in here that'll help out. Also, retired medical professionals can easily re-enter the health care workforce. Again, no problem with that whatsoever. They've got practical nursing graduates may practice under supervision, the third paragraph, under a supervised licensed person. I'm good with that too. They're helping them out. These are people that are about to graduate as a practical nurse, and so they're saying, hey, they can come in and help in the facilities. And so they're giving these medical professional staffing flexibility. Have no problem, because they're trying to be proactive and have people that can assist if the beds get full and they need nurses, they need doctors, they need physicians there. But then we get down to paragraph 5, and it says behavioral health inpatient, psychiatric, residential, and crisis care staffing flexibility is permitted. And it kind of threw up a red flag right there, because what does psychiatric have to do with it? And then when we drop down to paragraph 7, it says healthcare student staffing flexibility is permitted in inpatient, psychiatric, and behavioral health settings pursuant to an approved plan to relieve the capacity strain on certain staffing functions. Okay, so we're getting into the psychiatric here. What does that have to do with COVID-19? Is what throws up a flag. How does that relate to COVID? Remember on the front page here, let me get it again. It says, in order to facilitate the continued response to COVID-19. What does psychiatric have to do with the virus? But I digress. We'll keep going. Paragraph 8. Discretion to utilize National Guard and State Guard members in connection with certain health care and emergency service operations. Okay, that's cool. You're bringing in the medics. That's what I'm seeing that as, and I'd read that. But as you go down into that paragraph, and I'll pull it up here, I'll have it for you, it says they're to serve in certain health care and emergency services roles to reduce system capacity strain resulting from COVID-19. Okay, I have a problem because it's kind of vague. Emergency services. Now, if the governor declares we're in an emergency state, well, what are the emergency services? What could they be made to do? What could the National Guard and the State Guard be made to do in those services? Because they could it's all arbitrary. Okay, they shall have the appropriate training or skills in areas, a little bit farther down in section B of that paragraph. Well, yeah, but what skills besides medics would they be using? And I know Army's got a lot of radiology and different medical fields, but are we talking just medical fields? Now, some of the other stuff, and I won't go through it, it's about the ambulance driving qualifications if they need them there. But then we get down to paragraph 13, increased number of hospital beds available for COVID-19 patients. That's a good thing. Yeah, if you need more beds, get more beds. But then, following it on paragraph 14, telephone assessments for involuntary commitment cases are permitted. Put it right down there for you, right there. All right. Telephone assessments for involuntary commitment cases are permitted. Now I'll give you a little bit of it. For the emergency involuntary commitment, of a person with a mental illness or serious emotional disturbance based upon a telephone assessment of such person by a mandatory pre-screening agent. So basically they're saying they can lock somebody up by somebody on the other end of a phone saying that this person is mentally ill or seriously emotional disturbance. Serious emotional disturbance. I'm going to swing back to that in here in just a little bit. All right, so then we got that one. So, okay, they're still getting into that the psychiatric part of it. Paragraph 18. Temporary quarantine and isolation facilities may be constructed. Temporary quarantine and isolation facilities may be constructed. Now, in that, it does not say anything about what's going to be quarantined and what's going to be isolated. Okay, is this for active COVID-19 patients? What kind of camps are they going to be building? What kind of facilities, and that's a general term that they use in this form, are they going to be putting in there? All right, because right below 18, and I'll fall back to that, I'm going to fall back to 18 here in just a second. 19, inspections of mental health and substance abuse facilities and services are suspended. Not only that, 20, healthcare license and inspection and investigations are suspended. 21, inspections of healthcare facilities are suspended. Okay, Governor Lee signed that by his hand and witnessed here on the 6th day of August 2021. And it took effect on August 6, 11:59 p.m. They snuck it in on a Friday for no fanfare. And nobody's really covering this. This really bothers me. Now, let me fall back here first off, to 14. Paragraph 14. I'll put it down here at the bottom here for you. All right, 14. Telephone assessment for involuntary commitment cases are permitted, and it says that they can do this, a person with a mental illness or serious emotional disturbance. All right. If you're trying to make me do something I don't want to do, man, what am I saying? I'm seriously emotionally disturbed when I read this executive order because it is unconstitutional. He has shredded our state constitution and our United States Constitution all under these plans of emergency. He's doing it. He is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Okay, he's throwing these up there, and they can be arbitrary. See, they're so vague that they can assign anything they want. The services that the military could render for the COVID-19 could be security. It could be going door to door to check to see if you've had a shot or if you're wearing a mask. I mean, don't think that this couldn't happen. It's happening in Paris, France right now, where police are going in Paris around the cafes and spot checking people for their shot records and if they have a mask on or not. Guys, and it's coming, I believe it's coming to us. I'm not trying to throw doom and gloom on you. I'm really not, but this is crazy. Americans have got to stand up. If you'd have told me if I'd have read this 2 years ago, I'd have thought, well, he's trying to cover his bases. I would not have thought much about it because they hadn't assaulted and destroyed our civil liberties as they have in the last year and a half. Guys, they have shredded what our forefathers fought and died for, made this country about. Don't even talk to me about the First, Second, Third, Fourth Amendment because they're gone. They're taking them away. Very well, this video may be taken away. My First Amendment, freedom of speech. They shut down churches last year, if you remember right. Okay, that's a freedom of religion. They have no part of that. And people will play this guilt thing and going, well, you're trying to save people. No, you're trying to control us. It's a bunch of lemons jumping off the cliff. If you'd have told me 2 years ago, folks, I'd have had to have been wearing a different kind of hat because I would have thought you were part of the tinfoil community. But guys, I'm telling you now, I would have thought you were part of that tinfoil hat if you'd have told me that they were going to steal the liberties that they are stealing from us. And see here, that's what I'm saying. They can lock you up in this 14 if they believe, if somebody on the other line of the phone believes that you're seriously emotionally disturbed. All right, here's the thing. If you don't want to wear one of these or you don't want to take one of these, that's your personal choice. Because one of these, I'm going to tell you, does not stop a biological agent. I keep trying to tell people, a full mop gear in the United States Army would not stop a biological agent. All right, so here, but they're going to force this upon us, mandate this on us. People are going to be losing jobs, possibly not being able to go into grocery stores. I mean, it's coming. It's coming, guys. And this right here, okay, you're going, well, that's in the state of Tennessee. We don't have to worry about that. I live in Mississippi. Well, it's coming to a state near you. If he gets away with it, if nobody steps up and says something, well, guess what? It's coming, and this is what's considered a conservative Republican, guys. Okay, a conservative, and he's playing this. So what do you think? A left-wing liberal mama's boy is going to do, governor. Okay, they're going to push it even to the more extremes. We've already seen that, and it's more control and more control and more control. If you live in the state of Tennessee, and I got a lot in the congregation here that do, you need to get hold of your state representative and tell them no more. Get after that governor. Tell him this is to rescind this. This is wrong. This is totally wrong. I mean, because here we got that you can be assessed on 14. Now let me fall back to number 18 again. Temporary quarantine and isolation facilities may be constructed. Are you ready to be like this?
Avenge me! Avenge me!
I know I'm not. Folks, I'm going to stop it right there. Yeah, I got a little bit on the politics today, but I'm really not. I'm getting on our civil liberties that are being destroyed. Yeah. Yeah, I can get emotionally disturbed about this. I can get plumb wild about this because this ain't right. And this is one boy. Well, good luck with you trying to get me on in that train or on that bus heading to that camp. Good luck to you. Again, folks, we need to pray. We need to call upon the power of the Lord to help us to stand in that gap, because it's going to get worse. Again, I'm not a doomsdayer. I'm just a realist here, man. I'm seeing this stuff coming down the pike. This isn't the country I defended. This isn't the country I grew up in. We've got to stand in the gap. We've got to. Man, I love you, and I want the best for you. But until I see you again, I'm praying God may richly bless you, and that you'll continue to stand in that gap. This is the Prepping Preacher, man. I'm out of here.